Hey, Jonathan here. So welcome. Today we are going to see in 5 minutes how we can model for architectural design. Let's do this. So once we have a sketch, we can scan it or we can screenshot it depending on where you did it. Anyway, once you have it, let's go with Archicad and we go to File, External Content, go to Place External Drawing. Then you can go and search the file and then you can arrange it over the place. You can either use the file provided, but these exercises are so simple that you can start from zero from your Archicad. The point is that we wanted to show you that we have this, every exercise in 3D Jony is like this. We always give you a pre-prepared file. Anyway, let's keep going. Trace and extrude the morph. So let's go ahead and select the morphs tool using the toolbar design morph tool. You can then trace the morph with the geometry method as a box, which allows you with 3 simple points to generate geometry. 1, 2, and you give it a height, 3. Then set one building height to 3 meters, and now let's do the second one to 5 meters. Now it's a good idea to go and check the way it looks, maybe in 3D model, Santiago, just quickly. Now we're going to select the morph and using the pet palette, select the add polyline. Now when you use the pet palette for the first time, make sure to breathe. The way you click makes it come up or don't come up. And just keep trying until that pet palette comes up. Once you do, you drop that line, and then we repeat the same thing with the second one. Now we're going to go to the selection type. You have 2 kinds of selection type, the white arrow, the gray arrow. Well, one of them allows you to grab the full box with everything in it. The other arrow is more precise. It allows you to grab a point on it or a line on it. And that's exactly the one we're going to use, the sub-element type, which as you can see, it allows you to select only those 2 lines so that when we use the command move using Control D, you can essentially move just that line and the rest of the geometry will follow. And ta-da! We have a house as drawn by a kid. That's how we all start. Then we're going to export it as an STL because it's common practice for me to always teach you how to 3D print what you're doing. We're going to go to the 3D model and isolate the model you want to print with F4, as Santiago just did. Then you go to File, Save As, Format Stereolithography, which stands for STL. It's essentially a simple 3D file made out of triangles. It's from the 60s, you know, there's nothing high-tech about this. And then you set the scale to whatever you want. In our case, it's going to be 1 to 100. In 3D Jony, you can find a full stock of videos to learn modeling in Archicad and Rhino, Fusion 360. You can find courses where you can learn basic skills and tools, supported by exercises which will give you practice in the steps it requires to create a useful 3D model. In the tutorials, you can apply the newly learned skills and develop a complete architectural rendering based on an excellent reference, the Schneller-Bauer house, for example. This is not just about understanding 3D models, but also about how to incorporate them into the dialogue with clients, with teachers, as well as how to develop your project and have it available for 3D printing to best present. That's it. So now essentially, if you already knew how to 3D print, if you don't, go right ahead and click on this video where I teach you how to 3D print in 5 minutes. Now the most important question is actually another one. What can we use this for? When I think about 3D modeling, what I think is very relevant is the fact that we can go back in time without wasting time. What do I mean? If we look at the design process as a cyclical and iterative process, we can always go back to we sketch, we scan, we model with 3D print, we change the model and we go back again. And when we do that, we can always go back to that 3D model that we already modeled and we can add detail. So one of the use cases is definitely the level of detail. You can start with a little bit of detail at the beginning, which is the blue area on the left. And once we realize that that is actually something we might want to do, we go back and we add the roof. And then again, and we add the windows. And that's how we can move forward. Now, if you want to see more of this, don't hesitate to check out our website where you can get access to this and hundreds of other videos which I will equip you with more skills to develop your architectural project. Thank you, and see you in the next one.